Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. This is Otto Detour, and today we're going to be running down to the post office picking up our new P.O. box for Otto Detour. So we're going to be taking Gramps today. But first, I want to introduce you guys to the newest member of the family, which is... I want to introduce you to Otto. Come here, Otto.
Otto.
Come here, buddy. Hi, buddy. So this is Otto. You guys can follow him on Instagram at Otto Detour. We just picked him up. He's a
doodle.
Yeah, he's a golden doodle. He's a merle coloring. That's why he's black and white and not gold like a golden retriever. But Otto's super cute, and he loves going for rides in the truck. So Cade's gonna help me bring him along up to the post office and pick up our new P.O. box. So I got the P.O. box so that I can not have my home address on all the merchandise that I send out for the return label. But it's also there if you guys want to send me anything that want to be featured on the channel, or you guys just feel like writing something nice. I'll put the P.O. box in the list down below. Let's hop in the truck, hop in Gramps, head down to the post office. There we go. All right, come on, Otto. Let's go for a ride. Is she gonna sit in the booster?
You want to be buckled up?
There you go. Oh, that's a good boy. You just gonna ride in the booster? All right, so you guys heard that bit of an issue with... Hey. Grandpa truck. You heard that bit of an issue with the truck kind of not wanting to start, kind of cranks and cranks. That's an issue I've been having all along, ever since the tune, and a lot of that's because we've never really had the O2 sensors hooked up, so we've been waiting to do that closed loop tune. As soon as Casey gets that new tune over to me, we'll get that fixed up. All right, pulling up to our little tiny small town post office here. All right, Otto, we did it. We got our P.O. box. Look at this long line we had to wait in to get into the post office. They're only letting 2 people in at a time because it's so tiny. But we got it. We got it. All right, Otto, this is only gonna work for a few weeks, buddy. You're small now, but you're gonna get big. He's climbing all over me. All right, buddy, this is not gonna work. You need to just chill over here. You need to chill. Just chill. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. All right, Otto, you like boost? What do you think, buddy? Yeah, you like that too?
I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
I'm slipping.
Whoa. All right, just picked up the rest of the gang. We got Finny, hi buddy. We got Stella and Otto and Cade.
Hi. Hi.
We got the whole gang except for Mommy in the truck. You guys like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's Otto.
Yeah. All right, so we made it back to the house. The kids and Otto went inside. So I left the truck outside because I am pleased to announce that we are no longer leaking any coolant. And no, it's not because I ran out. So now all we got left is to get this oil leak fixed. As I mentioned in the last video, we're leaking oil from the turbo drain. So that should be a relatively easy fix. I think I'm gonna go get some nicer 10AN fittings to put on the turbo drain. I think the ones that came with the kit are just kind of cheap and leak. So we'll just replace that whole braided hose you see right up there. and see if we can't get that leak to stop. You can see that small drop on the driveway there. That's from that. So what I thought we'd look at today, I just temporarily have this line right here zip tied up for the cutout. We're gonna get that guy tucked up a little closer to the body here, get it zip tied in to this flange here. Then after that, we'll place the inner fender liner in here and see how close it is to actually fitting. It's definitely gonna hit the downpipe here, but so we may have to trim a little section out of it, but we'll see how close we are to fitting. We may have to move that O2 harness just because I don't know how close the fender liner comes to the metal here. I also have some vacuum lines here zip tied up to the top. All this stuff may need to move in order for that fender liner to fit, but we'll get it placed in there and see how close it is as we sit right now. So first things first, I think my catch can is full again, so we're gonna empty that guy before we get started. And if any of you are curious how we mounted the catch can, there was this existing bracket right here that actually was coming out level, and Eric actually had the idea to just turn it up vertical, and then we just bolted the catch can directly to it. So we didn't have any bracket or anything, we just used the existing tab that stuck off the front of this power steering reservoir. It's not completely full, it's about half full, which is a lot better than when it was cold out. It would fill up super quick during the winter. Certainly still looks super nasty though. Alright, and there is all the goo left over in there after dumping out the water. There we go, good as new. Let's throw that guy on there. We'll move on to the vacuum line for the cutout. Okay, so let's trim this guy down here real quick. I just got this temporary zip tie holding it up. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna drill some holes in this pinch weld here, just a couple right down here, so we can just zip tie this vacuum line in there just like that. All right, there we go. So I just drilled 3 holes in the pinch weld here. Didn't zip tie it so tight that I'm obviously pinching off the line, but it's gonna hold that vacuum line kind of hidden there behind that, nice and out of the way, so we won't have any issues with it getting anywhere near the tire. Let's go grab that inner fender liner and see how close it comes to fitting. All right, so let's wander over here to my stock grandpa truck supplies. Got a radiator shroud, clutch fan, got random parts and pieces down there, but we got our inner fender liner up here, so let's grab that. Well, actually came closer to fitting than I thought it was going to. It is definitely hitting the downpipe right here, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to cut out a hole without cutting out too much to fit around that downpipe. Looks like the wastegate dump is gonna fit fine, tucked back over there. Yeah, other than that, it's a little hard to tell at the moment if we're gonna have to move the harness for the O2 sensor up there or not. I can't tell if it's gonna go up that high. We're gonna have to look at figuring out a way to figure out exactly where to cut out for that downpipe. But So obviously for now we're gonna have to leave that out. Sure is a shame to have to cover up all that artwork though, but definitely want to keep all the road grime off all that pretty stuff and out of the engine compartment, especially driving in the rain. You don't want to be throwing a bunch of water and moisture up in the engine compartment, especially with the issues we have with getting moisture down in the coil packs and rusting the spark plugs. All right, so we're gonna have to save the trimming that for another day. Having the engine compartment open here reminded me I did order line locks for Gramps so we can do burnouts, and they're not here yet, so I need to check on that, make sure that those are still on their way, get those guys installed. Another thing I have over in the corner is a new idler arm for the steering. Gramps' steering is a little loosey-goosey, still has the stock idler arm in there. Debating whether or not I should just do the idler arm or get the full steering rebuild kit. The truck does only have 109,000 miles on it now. But yeah, something needs to be done. The steering's a little bit loose, and when we had it up on the lift at Eric's place, you could see that idler arm moving up and down when we would wiggle the wheels. Just a little bit of fun stuff in today's video. Again, with that P.O. box, you don't have to, but if you guys want to send me something, I love hearing from you guys, and I will be sure to pick some of the cool stuff that come in the P.O. box to feature on the channel. So I will definitely leave the P.O. box information in the description down below. But like I said, mostly just use it for that return address and all the merchandise I sent out, so I'm not sending out my personal home address to everybody. But I think later this week we're gonna do a video on the Viper. Get that thing out, get it running, do some driving videos on it. It's been a little bit, and the weather's finally beautiful, as you can see. No better time than to get this guy out and take him for a little rip. So stay tuned for that video a little bit later this week. I couldn't end today's video without going for at least a little rip for you guys. It's 76 degrees out, so I got the wastegate set to about 36%. And again, boost cut set at 10 PSI. Let's see what it'll do. I think this Pathfinder wants a piece over here. But if you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, like the video if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next time.